Have you ever noticed how a dog's face changes the moment a human voice gets too loud? 1 second, they are looking at you. The next, their eyes soften, their ears drop, their body shrinks a little, and something invisible seems to switch off. That is the moment many people mistake for he knows he did wrong. But inside the dog, something very different may be happening. When you shout, your dog is not calmly analyzing the sentence. He is not thinking, my human is explaining a rule to me. Dogs read tone, posture, facial tension, speed of movement, and emotional intensity long before they understand any word we say. So when your voice suddenly rises, the message may not be, stop doing that. The message may become, danger is here. And this is where everything changes. A dog under stress is not in the best state to learn. His brain shifts toward protection, freeze, appease, escape, avoid, or become defensive. That means the exact moment you most want him to understand, you may be the moment his nervous system is least able to process what you want. Before we go deeper, subscribe to the channel if you care about understanding what your dog feels, not just what your dog does. Because once you start seeing the world through his nervous system, training stops being a fight and becomes a conversation. Here is the uncomfortable part. Shouting often feels clear to the human and confusing to the dog. To us, the anger seems connected to the chewed shoe, the mess on the floor, the barking, the jumping, the thing he should not have done. But your dog does not automatically connect your emotional explosion to the exact cause in your mind, especially when the event already happened. Imagine your dog chews something while you're away. You come home, see the damage, and raise your voice. From your point of view, the story is obvious. From his point of view, you entered the room with threatening energy, and now he needs to reduce the tension. He may lower his head, lick his lips, turn away, crawl, or hide. Not because he is replaying the crime scene with moral regret, but because he is responding to you now. This is why shouting can create a strange emotional lesson. Instead of learning the couch is not for chewing, the dog may learn my human becomes scary around certain objects, certain rooms, or certain moments. The mistake remains unclear, but your unpredictability becomes very clear. That famous guilty look has fooled almost everyone at least once. The lowered head, the sad eyes, the slow walk, the little body trying to disappear into the floor. It looks so human that we want to believe the dog is admitting fault. But dogs are not tiny people wearing fur. Their emotional world is rich, but it does not work like a human courtroom. What many people call guilt is often appeasement. Your dog is trying to calm the situation. He reads your face, your voice, your posture, and he offers signals that say, in dog language, please do not escalate. I am not a threat. It is not manipulation. It is not drama. It is communication from an animal that depends on social safety to survive. This matters because when we misread fear as guilt, we punish the wrong thing. We think, he knows exactly what he did. So we become harsher, but the dog may only know that your anger is intense and that he needs to make himself smaller. Over time, this can create a dog who does not understand better, only fears faster. A dog rarely says, I am scared in one obvious way. He says it in fragments. The ears pull back, the tail lowers or stiffens, the mouth closes, the body curves, the eyes show more white. He may yawn when he is not tired, lick his lips when there is no food, or suddenly sniff the ground as if the floor became fascinating. These are not random little habits. They can be stress signals. Some dogs do the opposite of what people expect. They do not run away. They do not cry. They become still. And stillness is easily misunderstood. A quiet dog after being shouted at is not always a respectful dog. Sometimes it is a dog trying not to make the situation worse. Silence can be obedience, yes, but it can also be emotional shutdown. The hardest part is that fear can look polite. A dog who stops moving, stops exploring, stops making eye contact, or walks carefully around you may seem well-behaved. But if that behavior was built through intimidation, it carries a cost. The body remembers the tone, even when the room becomes calm again. There is a kind of obedience that comes from trust, and there is a kind that comes from pressure. From the outside, they can look almost the same. The dog sits. The dog stops barking. The dog backs away from the trash can. The dog avoids the shoe. The human thinks, see, it worked. But the real question is not whether the behavior stopped for a moment. The real question is what emotion got attached to that lesson. When a dog obeys because he trusts you, he becomes more confident. He understands patterns. He feels safe trying again. He can make mistakes and recover from them. But when a dog obeys because he fears your reaction, he may become hesitant, tense, or overly dependent on your mood. He starts watching you not for guidance, but for warning signs. This is one of the quietest ways insecurity grows, not all at once, not in a dramatic scene. It grows when the dog learns that home can suddenly become emotionally unsafe. He may still love you, he may still follow you from room to room, but love and stress can exist in the same animal, and that is the part nobody likes to admit. Now pause for a second and be honest. Has your dog ever given you that guilty look after you raised your voice? Comment the word trust if you have seen it before, because later in this video you will understand what your dog may have been trying to tell you in that moment. There is a strange thing that can happen when a dog is corrected through fear. He may stop doing the behavior in front of you, but continue doing it when you are gone. To the human, this looks like stubbornness. It feels personal. He knows he is not allowed because he only does it when I am not watching. But that is not always the lesson the dog learned. The lesson may be much simpler. This action is dangerous when my human is present. So the dog becomes more careful around you, not necessarily more informed. He may wait until you leave to chew, steal food, get on the couch, dig, bark, or explore something forbidden. That is not revenge. That is learning by association. Your presence became part of the punishment pattern. This is why shouting can create secretive behavior. The dog is not becoming dishonest in a human moral sense. He is adapting. He is trying to get what he wants while avoiding your emotional reaction. And once that pattern begins, the relationship shifts from cooperation to surveillance. You watch him, he watches you. Nobody is relaxed. Trust does not usually break in one dramatic moment. It changes in small things. Your dog may hesitate before coming when called. He may approach with a curved body instead of a loose one. He may stop bringing toys as often. He may avoid eye contact when your voice gets firm. He may follow you everywhere, but with tension instead of joy. That is what makes this hard to notice. The dog is still there. Still wagging sometimes. Still sleeping near you. Still excited for food. So people assume the bond is fine. But dogs can stay attached to people who also make them anxious. Attachment is not the same thing as emotional safety. A dog can love the person he fears disappointing. And the saddest part is that many owners do not shout because they are cruel. They shout because they are tired, embarrassed, stressed, overwhelmed, or scared. The dog will get hurt. But the dog does not know the story inside your chest. He only receives the sound, the face, the body pressure, and the sudden storm in the room. Dogs are excellent at connecting emotions to places, sounds, objects, and routines. A loud correction near the door can make the door feel tense. A shout after a bathroom accident can make the floor feel dangerous. A harsh reaction during grooming can make the brush, the towel, or even your reaching hand feel suspicious. The memory is not always a clear picture. Sometimes it is a feeling attached to a cue. This is why some dogs react before anything bad happens. They hear a certain tone and lower their bodies. They see a hand move quickly and flinch. They notice you walking toward the damaged object and disappear. They are not being dramatic. Their nervous system is predicting what may come next based on what happened before. And emotional memory can be stubborn. Not because dogs hold grudges the way humans do, but because survival learning is powerful. The brain tends to remember what felt unsafe. So one intense moment can sometimes take many calm moments to repair. The good news is that dogs can also remember safety. Repeated gentleness can rewrite what fear once taught. The first step is boring, but it works. Interrupt without exploding. A calm sound, a cue your dog already knows, a change in direction, or physically managing the environment can stop the moment without turning it into fear. If he is chewing the wrong thing, trade it for something allowed. If he is jumping, ask for a sit before greeting. If he is barking, look for the trigger instead of only fighting the noise. Dogs learn faster when the correct behavior is made obvious. That means you do not just say no to the behavior you hate. You show the behavior you want. Come here, drop it. Leave it, sit, go to your bed, look at me, wait. These cues need practice when the dog is calm, not only when the house is already chaos. A dog cannot perform a skill under pressure if he has never learned it in peace. And yes, consequences still matter. This is not about letting the dog do anything. It is about using consequences that teach instead of scare. Remove access, block the room, use a leash indoors for management, put food away, give legal outlets for chewing, sniffing, running, and problem solving. Most bad behavior is not a dog trying to ruin your life. It is a need finding the wrong exit. Something beautiful happens when a dog stops bracing for your reaction. His body changes first. He approaches more loosely. He checks in with you more often. He recovers faster after mistakes. He offers behaviors instead of hiding them. He starts to see you not as the storm after the mistake, but as the person who helps him understand what to do next. That does not mean you will never feel frustrated. You are human. There will be days when the barking gets under your skin, when the mess feels personal, when you react faster than you wanted to. But repair matters. Lower your voice. Reset the room. Guide the dog back into something simple he can succeed at. Safety is not built by being perfect. It is built by becoming predictable, fair, and emotionally steady. Your dog does not need you to be loud to respect you. He needs you to be clear. He needs your rules to make sense. He needs your body and voice to match the lesson, not overwhelm it. And when he learns that your presence means guidance instead of fear, obedience stops being a survival strategy. It becomes trust. If this helped you see your dog differently, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves dogs but still thinks shouting is the only way to be understood. Your dog may not understand every word you say, but he understands the way you make him feel.